Everything Sweet Baby Ink touches turns to trash, and over the past couple of years, Remedy has definitely gone under. They have faced a major controversy after major controversy. Their titles aren't being played by anybody, and every single one of them has underperformed. Recently, we found out that their CEO was ditching, but now we're finding out that they are disappointed with their quarterly revenue results. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, of course, Sweet Baby Inc. is an extremely controversial company, and I do not think they are the only reason why Remedy is going under, but I do think that they are a major factor because they were the ones who decided, no, we're not going to let Alan Wake lead his own sequel. We're not going to allow you guys to play as the character you want. And so they race swapped Saga, made her a lead character, and said, this is the brave and stunning direction we're taking Alan Wake in, which is just so bizarre. The first game was so phenomenal. It had so much going for it, and they threw that all away for a few DEI points. But Remedy is facing major problems, and I don't think that that is only because of Sweet Baby Inc. I think the leadership is just really, really poor at this studio. But now we're finding out that they are disappointed with the quarterly results, which is clearly why just a few days ago we found out their CEO was being dropped like a freaking rock. As we had heard, the CEO of Remedy Entertainment had stepped down following the commercial failure of FBC Firebreak, which this game didn't even seem all that entertaining. I did watch some gameplay of it. I, of course, didn't purchase it myself because there's no way I'm going to give them money for a game that looks really mid, but it didn't look like it was doing anything very new or special. It didn't look all that high quality, and it just seemed like it was supposed to be maybe a filler game between larger releases, but it completely and utterly failed. Now we're hearing that they are posting 16.4 million euro losses, and yeah, it's just really looking bad for them right now. So Remedy is not satisfied with their Q3 results, not particularly shocking there, but it says Remedy's third quarter was overshadowed by the underperformance of its co-op title, FBC Firebreak. The game received its first major update towards the end of Q3, which resulted in sales improving only marginally. As a result, Remedy updated its overall outlook for 2025 and recognized a non-cash impairment of 14.9 million euros consisting of its capitalized development costs and purchased publishing and distribution rights. Remedy has moved development resources to other in-development titles from Firebreak while continuing work on Firebreak to enhance player value, which are justified by its own long-term sales expectations following the write-down of Firebreak and changed in outlook. The CEO had stepped down after 9 years at Remedy, so this individual was one of the driving factors behind their decision to work with a company like Sweet Baby Inc., greenlight games like Alan Wake 2 and FBC Firebreak, just a big person behind a lot of the losses that they're now facing and a lot of the problems they're now facing. Now, even though they're promising to continue development to some extent on FBC Firebreak, I really don't see a reason why. The all-time peak on Steam was 1,992, the 24-hour peak is 30, and players in-game right now are a measly 14, so basically nobody is playing this game, nobody did play this game, nobody purchased this game. These scores are sitting at mixed on Steam. Like, we're not talking about it being able to be called a success in any capacity, critically, commercially. Like, it is a total failure, and I can't say that I feel all that bad. I can't say that I'm going to shed a tear for Remedy. They had some amazing concepts at the tips of their fingers. They had some amazing games to work from, like Alan Wake 1, and they threw that all away, and it's just so sad to see this happening to so many studios. But again, they deserve what's coming to them if they decide to fuck over their existing fan base. Now, a lot of people are talking talking about Remedy, and I, of course, think that it's pretty freaking funny to see how many people are just roasting them brutally. Yeah, an Alan Wake sequel where Alan Wake was the main character would have been nice. Even that would not have saved them if they are already infested from within. And yeah, every studio in this industry is a shell of the company that they once were. Most of them are filled to the brim with activists, and ones that go as far as to work with narrative consultation companies like SBI are clearly infected from within because the team had no problem working with those activists because they themselves are activists. They should have put Alan Wake 2 on Steam, which is another big problem is Epic Game Store exclusivity for a certain period of time. A game like FBC Firebreak did go on to Steam day one, but Alan Wake 2 being an Epic Game exclusive was something that I'm sure hurt it in the long run, though I still think all of the bad PR leading up to release did more damage. I hope the Max Payne remakes are safe, probably not. I never bought Alan Wake 2 and will never give Remedy another dime. Get woke, go broke morons. Alan Wake 1 was so good. It deserved so much better than a sloppy sequel made by activists for other activists. And of course, it wasn't until February 2025 that Alan Wake 2 actually finally started turning a profit after SBI ruined sales, but Remedy was still operating in the red, and all of these months later, nothing's really changed. So according to Remedy's financial statement for the end of 2024, the game had finally begun to accrue royalties for the game company. It also revealed that more than 2 million copies of Alan Wake 2 sold by the end of the fourth quarter. Their projections for 2025 were for revenue and operating profit to increase from the previous year and operating profit to be positive. And, well, we now know that that's not really the case, and they're still getting effed over. Reports claim that Remedy Entertainment was still allied with Sweet Baby Inc. and would continue to work with them on upcoming games. We didn't hear about a SBI partnership on FBC Firebreak, but even if that was the case, nobody was interested in it in the first place, so it's not like it would have even really mattered to people. Like, oh no, a game I was never going to play is affected by Sweet Baby Inc. I really don't care, which I can't say that it was a game that really anybody was interested in. People are saying things like, such a talented studio. Unfortunately, most of their games flop, taking funding from Epic and being exclusive to their stores what killed profitability. Alan Wake 2 needs to go to Steam. As I've said before, Don't Nod ain't alone in this situation. Remedy was not satisfied with its financial performance. Remedy are unfortunately flying towards acquisition. PlayStation, if I had to bet, and yeah, I think if anybody's going to acquire them, it is going to be PlayStation, but will PlayStation even really see a point? Sure, I suppose they'll see Max Payne is a big plus, but I don't think we're ever going to get another Alan Wake. They're not working on anything else. The Control universe is just kind of dead, and they have squandered every opportunity and basically flipped off every fan base that they've been able to muster over the past couple of years. I love you, Remedy. Please stop making first-person shooters that are a dime a dozen. It's okay, Remedy. Just release Control 2, and you'll make that back tenfold. I don't even know if that is a sound strategy at this point because so many people are so sick and tired of their BS. Gee, it's almost as if releasing PC games exclusively on EGS isn't profitable or something. Guys, the rest of the AAA industry figured this out years ago, which definitely is the case. So I'll be keeping my eye on Remedy and everything they're going through, but Sweet Baby Inc. kills every single studio they touch. Now it's Remedy. They are disappointed by their Q3 2025 financial performance, and it doesn't look like things are going to get any better for them anytime soon. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.